All right, y'all, so hopefully you can hear me pretty good. I got the fans and stuff on. It's kind of loud in here. Just ended up, cleaning the floor a little bit, washing it out. But anyway, went to Harbor Freight, got some goodies. And this stuff come from Lynchburg, Virginia, Harbor Freight. If you trying to find this stuff, you can't find it somewhere in our neck of the woods. They had them as of today. So this is the new G2 14-foot locking flex head. Nah, it's 14-inch. But anyway, this is a little bit, pretty good long handle. It's not the super long reach stuff. Got a few other things, but most important thing right now is the ratchet. All right, so here is the Capri 3/8 long reach, which you can see is a lot longer. This is the Snap-on locking flex, which is more along the speed that they were going for there. See, it's just a touch bit longer. And this is the extended Snap-on, which is the same length as that Capri. Icon, I've got a longer one down in the pit, but I ain't going to get it. Same difference. This one I cut off and made into a stubby, as you can see there. Works pretty good that way. It's like a $30-$35 ratchet right here, and you get the whichever size you want locking flex head, and cut the handle off and smooth it down, round it down, which is not perfect, but doesn't have any burrs that get in my finger. But this one actually gives you a little bit more handle doing it that way than the stubby Snap-on. But anyway, y'all already know that I'm a fan of ratchets, so this is a little quarter Icon Gen 1. So I wanted to get it and see what we got here. So first off, first impressions in the box, pretty nice. I do like the handle, really like the handle. I don't know if that's, closer to a Matco or like a gear wrench style, but, both of these are good handles. But I like the Icon handle a little bit better the way it feels. Got some grip right here. It's just kind of a more natural profile, I think. A little bit slimmer than you see how big and fat that is. That's a good grip on a bigger ratchet, like on the 1/2-inch drive or something. The Capri, I like that handle too. It's got a good handle. It's nice how you got that little piece there. I think that little, I don't know what you call it, little indent or whatever, kind of an indexing point that you don't have on the Snap-on or the Icon. So yeah, the video I made on the Capris, pretty popular. I'm glad y'all watching it and enjoying it. Appreciate all the feedback, and it's nice to have a lot of knowledgeable people and other mechanics watching videos, and being able to share advice with me. Like I said, I'm pretty new to it. I've worked on stuff here and there and in the woods all my life, but this is almost 6 months into it as a career. So first off as well, the Generation 1, I don't have any of them because I throw them all away because they take up too much space. But the Gen 1 Icon ratchets come in a plastic case like this. You'll have, the one ratchet plastic case, which is nice if you like that. I guess you could put a couple of them together. I don't like it for a single ratchet. I wish Icon would make a set like Snap-on and everybody else does, that you could get, 2, 3, 4 ratchets in a set. Then sure, do the plastic case, or some kind of case, a foam case like sockets or something like that. But as far as a single ratchet in a case, a little bit slimmer than that for the quarter that came in it, but I mean, it takes up a lot of space for just one single ratchet. So all right, the locking here is, I don't know, like a Matco gear wrench, because I'm not familiar with them, but this flips back and forth pretty nice, and that way you can have free flex, which of course the Capri Doesn't have, it's locked all the way, one way or the other. And Snap-on does have free flex, which is nice, but I don't like that bar. That bar just keeps getting, if it moves ever so slightly, you know, it's not locked anymore. You know, the bar would be fine. This little design would be fine if it just had more retention. If it's locked into place like your on and off lever here, where it took a little bit of force to move it, but that's just so smooth, anything you just bump with it and it comes unlocked. No way to tighten it or adjust that at all. Snap-on, of course. Let's see here. I hold it next to the mic, try to let you hear, but they're very smooth. The Capri is very smooth. Like I said, I'm very happy with the Capri for the money, especially getting it in a set like that. The Gen 2 icons are a bit pricey. This one is $69, I believe. I think the quarter is $59, and you go up to the longer one, the half-inch drive. I think that's running about $130, and the whole set of Capris are $169. So there's that. All right, I'm gonna readjust my camera angle here and get this thing out of the box, and we'll see what we got. All right, so we're getting it out of the box here. Cut the tape here, and figured I wouldn't rip it all up in case I want to read some of the facts, stats, whatever you want to call it, off of it. So this is pretty cool here. It's still locked in. We got the old anti-theft zip tie up on here, but this is cool too. So, like how I said, the other one come in a case. This one here, you could hang this. It's got the icon name. You can lay it in your box, and which takes up a lot of space that they didn't have to take, I don't think. Could have made that a little bit slimmer. And see if we get this bad boy out of here. We got some push tabs, I believe, which is not good. I'm not good at these things. I probably will break it. There it went. Don't know if you're supposed to do that or you're supposed to put it back. If it had a little lock thing right here, a little holder, like you know, not make it do that, but just like a normal click-in piece of plastic, which you can still do it to a degree if you had it perfectly flat on the wall. But you could use this to hang it. You know, if you had like a pegboard or nails or something like that, you can hang your ratchets all up in a collection, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, you could probably use that other thing, but who wants to try to snap that thing on and off every time you take a ratchet on when they could just build one in there? So that'll be a critique there. I'm gonna throw this away, I don't want it. But anyway, so we got a ratchet here. We're in the lock position. If you can see that, we just got a little bit, a normal amount of slop. And this is a Capri. And yeah, we got a little bit less than a Capri, so we're good on that. The old Snap-on here. It's probably got a little bit less than, let's see. There we go. Now we got it locked down tight. It's very, very similar to that. And sealed head. Feels pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I'm gonna open it up here in a little bit, see if it's some oil in there. We got our on and off switch. The head is very, very similar to the Snap-on. I think they definitely you know, shave some metal out of there. Not so much wideness, but the thickness there. They've got it down more. The Capris and the Snap-on and probably Gear Wrench and all of them. Snap-on might be a little bit slimmer down through here than the icon, but we're in the same ballpark here. So, like I said, feels good. And free flex pre-flex is pretty smooth. You can feel a little, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of a tight feeling where it's not wore in. You could loosen it if you want it more, or you could take it apart and put some oil, or maybe even drip a few drops of gun oil down through there. But overall, not bad. Like I said, it will free up over time using it, which I don't like it to be super free anyway. This one here doesn't have any locking. I keep it pretty tight. I don't like one that flops around. But yeah, that's pretty nice there. And put in what position you need in that right spot. Get it locked down with that little lever. And the good thing about these, like I said, I was very surprised to find one at my local Harbor Freight. But give it a little bit of time. When they get these things in, they'll be normal stock instead of brand new like they are now. And you'll be able to, you know, if you have any problem, you break it, you'll be able to take it straight on in. I just got some stuff warranty today when I went up there, an old punch, you know, that we've had here in the shop for a long time, Pittsburgh, you know, not even Icon stuff. And tried to warranty it out, but they don't even have that set anymore. So they still give me a punch, but you know, he let me pick whichever one out of the set that they have now, because they just didn't have that old set anymore. So probably got a bigger and heavier duty punch out of the deal doing that. But all right, so here we go, and let's see if I can't find something fit this thing. All right, so I don't have the greatest of phone setup here, so hopefully this will do. I'm gonna use this tiny little Titan quarter drive here, which is, you know, really nice little ratchet. You can pick them up on Amazon, or you can get them from O'Reilly's as well. Probably a couple other places. Really handy. You can get this thing in super tight places. Works good in the interior stuff, on blower motors and actuators and things like that. I also have one just like it that has the same little head on it, but it takes the quarter drive bits, you know, like regular bits, like screwdriver stuff, versus quarter drive socket stuff. You can get it as a set, so you get both, which is pretty cool. These little screws here has got some stuff on them. Somebody went a little happy with the old Loctite. Yep. I don't think they were going to back off. So let's see if we can't bump it a little bit. There we go. All right, so here we go. I'm not going to pull this all the way out. I don't want to deal with all these little parts tonight. But if you can see, there may be a tiny trace amount of oil up in this thing. Definitely not like a brand new Snap-on. You can take a brand new Snap-on apart. It's got oil in it. The Capri, I took that apart when I got it. I did oil it some more because I like a really slick, smooth action. I don't really like hearing that clicking noise. If any of y'all seen years ago that comedian Henry Cho, what's that clicking noise? But anyway, so what I do when I got brand new ones, I don't take all this internals out and clean them. Since it's brand new, it's not dirty. We're just gonna, and it's probably gonna leak a little bit out, which is fine. I got grease rags and all for that, but I'll take this assembly lube, this Lucas. I like that stuff. Lucas always makes good stuff. Kind of easy, don't make your parts fall out here. And I'll turn it and work that stuff in there. Especially the first, you know, few days of getting that oil in there. It'll get better and better, as you can hear. Already it's quiet down a lot. When we put that cover back, you probably won't hear it at all. I'm gonna let it store, you know, sitting like this, so the oil don't just kind of run out of the front plate here until it gets all worked in. But yeah, when you put that cover back on, you don't really hear it much. You see a little bit of oil seeping out right around there, but that's gonna be all right. We're gonna put it in oil anyway. Like I said, you see here, I've got a few Snap-on ratchets, but I've been grabbing them Capri ratchets lately since I bought them, so I can, you know, get used to them and get a good test on them. And I'm gonna have a long-term review down the road on them. I'm gonna have a long-term review on this. I'm gonna start grabbing this unless I need the long Capri over there to break stuff loose. But I'm gonna start using this thing, changing oil, you know, the oil, brake fluid, grease, you know, all that good stuff, because I want to see how good, you know, that handle holds up. There's a couple old Snap-on ratchets around the shop here that they use for changing oil. One like I got with the same, you know, type of head as this, a swivel head, and you know, it ain't no telling how old that thing is. The handle is still in good shape on it. You know, it's still, it ain't coming apart, but it's like soaked in the oil so much, it's like it don't matter how many times you wipe it off, it's still oily. But I want to see how this icon handle, you know, stands up to the oil and grease and things like that. But anyway, there we go. I finally jumped on the bandwagon, got one. And you know, like I said, I'm happy with the Capris and definitely the Snap-ons and, you know, things like that. I like these because, you know, they're not as expensive. They're pretty good on a, you know, bargain, a budget, or whatever you want to say. But I really like the Harbor Freight warranty. I've never had any hassle load of any of them. I've been to 2 different Harbor Freights with stuff to warranty, and they just, you know, hand me another one or the closest thing to it every time, no questions asked, no hassle, no nothing. And I was buying more Snap-on stuff, and then end up our Snap-on guy quit, and now we don't have a Snap-on dealer. So if you break one of these, gonna have to do something different. Gonna have to try to send it in through the mail, or maybe find a buddy that's got a Snap-on guy coming to his place and get him warranty there for us or something. But you know, and I had bought some stuff on the Snap-on truck, you know, owed him some money, and then, you know, he comes in and it's like, you know, in 2 weeks I'm gone. So I had to, you know, scratch and dig and come up with all that money to, you know, get it taken care of and all. But Matco, I don't have much Matco. I have this mat that the phone's sitting on, and I just got this right here, this little valve core tool, which is really nice. It's got a swivel up here on the handle. You know, it's longer reach for, you know, dual wheels and trucks and stuff. Plus you got your whole hand on it, and pocket clip, which is the coolest thing, the part I want it, where I keep it in my pocket, where when I got one come in, you know, for tires, 4 tires, you throw it on a lift, I can go and pull the cords there and let it be, air be coming there while I get the impact, get them taken off and get them changed, and try to get them right here as quick as we can. So I'm really liking the Matco stuff, and I might lean more towards it as I can, because I can order that online, and everything I've ordered Matco, when they say they ship, 2 days later it's on my front porch. So really impressed with their shipping. I had a guy on here, I can't remember the name right off, you know, commented earlier about Matco and stuff, and said that, yeah, you can warranty it through the mail, you know, email them or whatever and send it back to them. So, you know, that's a good deal. You know, if you can do that, you have it back in a couple of days. That's just as good as having a Snap-on guy, because he only came once a week, and, you know, unless you messaged him, told him what you had, he may or may not even have it on the truck, you know. So you break something here, you email them, send it back, and they send you another one in 2 days. You know, I can't argue with that. So I really like the way the Matco stuff look. Like I said, one of these days down the road, I will get a Matco ratchet just to have one, because I'm a bit of ratchet book collector anyway. But yeah, I want to try one, see the difference, kind of compare them all and everything like that. And you know, trying to come up with this stuff and you know, help people that's working on their own stuff or going into mechanicing, or somebody starting out, you know, like I did, into it for a career, and, you know, not throwing a bunch of money away going, you know, buy $200-300 Snap-on when you can get a $69 this or a $50 that. Oh, that's Snap-on. Where are you at? $50 Capri or something, you know, and be able to do, you know, just as good, get the same amount of work done. And appreciate everybody watching, you know, and sharing and liking and subscribing. All that's helped my channel grow, and been able to make a few dollars off of YouTube and be able to help, you know, be able to get these things to make videos and to be able to, you know, do my job with and stuff. So appreciate all the support on that. Hopefully one day soon I'll have a toolbox widget video. I ordered the starter bundle for that a long time ago now, and I'm not impressed with their shipping. You know, it was like 2 weeks they hadn't shipped it out. Like I said, when I do get it, I'll probably look at all the dates, so I'm not saying anything that's not true. But it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they never give me any shipping confirmation, no number, no nothing. So I email them, and as a lady said, yeah, we're gonna get you your first priority and everything like that. And it's probably a week later, they finally have got the shipping label and tracking information, and I'm supposed to get it. Today is Thursday, and I'm supposed to get it either Saturday or Monday. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, we'll get them in here, see what I think about them in the box, and probably do a video on it and everything. But appreciate everybody watching. We'll catch you in the next one.